Welcome to Caliente Topics. My name is Veronica Russell from MNMTaxman.com, and this is your daily tax webcast. I'm with Patrick Russell,
Good morning.
EA from MNMTaxman.com. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing well, Veronica. This is a topic that I love to go over. It's the IRS Audit Questionnaire. There's a list of questions, the dirty questions that the IRS auditor uses in their initial appointment to find out if there's any hidden cash or hidden sources of revenue that may have missed your tax return.
And just to be clear, this type of audits in person, usually 99% of the time, it's only for companies, right?
Or higher income individuals where loss of taxable deposits is an issue in the audit. Usually you're looking at a situation where they want to compare your financial statements, your deposit records with your bank statements, and then tie those to your tax returns. And especially for those individuals that may have pass-through entities like LLCs or S corporations, they're very much a target of these in-person audits because many times an understanding of the taxpayer's operations is required to fully examine their tax return the right way.
Yeah. So you've been in many audit
Very
representations, many.
Many.
So we have a list that we can, give you guys if you guys need it. It's
Absolutely.
It's also in our website as well. So talk to me a little bit more about the audit representation and then what to expect when getting in front of the auditor.
This is great. We go over these questions that, once again, we took from the IRS's audit manual. It's not like I transcribed anything or stole anything off the internet. It was simply going through and finding what their playbook it looks like. And a lot of these questions are very standard questions to get an understanding of the taxpayer's daily life and their daily business and their day-to-day routines and how they handle receipts and how they handle sales and whether or not there's a proper reporting being conducted when it comes to tax reporting, right? And so keep in mind, guys, you know how they say when you get arrested, anything you say can be used against you? It's exactly the case. From the second you begin communicating with the agent, they are collecting evidence for their examination to include your answers to these questions, which they're routine questions that look for cash, whether there's hidden sources of cash, whether there's revenue streams that might be passing through related parties. There's very many different approaches that the agent will go through depending on the answers to these questions. Things like, how often do you go to the bank? Are you the one that handles the deposit ticket that ultimately gets to the bank teller? Are you using QuickBooks? What type of payroll or bookkeeping solution do you happen to use? I mean, these are all questions that now allow the agent to know exactly where to look just to make sure your tax return is fully reporting how you're living and making money.
So based on the report that we have, obviously the main questions are once you get into the appointment, into the room with the auditor.
Very good.
First name, last name.
Yes.
Your address.
Very good.
Confirming that everything is correct. Confirming if you have any questions.
Absolutely.
I was always thought to answer what they ask, right?
Wonderful.
And sometimes people just want to go over like a lot of things and then keep saying things that they don't really ask. So just be mindful in every situation.
Very good.
Always answer what they ask. So that's kind of one good thing to say.
Well, and absolutely. Now, if we're talking self-representation, I think that's what you're getting at. If you didn't get representatives, because most representatives understand what you're saying, only answer the question being asked. Don't elaborate. Don't expound. Answer the question directly. Give them as little information as possible. Why? Once again, it's a fight. It's a game. You didn't do anything wrong, but now it's your intention to present the strongest case to defend the tax return you filed so that at the end, your end game is to walk out of this engagement with a letter from the auditor that says, no tax changes due. And until that end, you play all of your cards close to your vest.
And this is why we encourage everyone that is going through an audit to always look for representation. It is very critical, especially in this webcast that we're specifically speaking
Really, this
for-
right
yeah.
here, more than anything, is where the benefit of having a more experienced advocate that has, I know these questions by memory, and the thing is that because I know the approach, I'll be able to make sure that I get all the information that I need from you to make sure that I have all my bases covered for that ultimate day where we're in front of the agent.
Question before we leave. Can the client go with you at the time of a representation?
Great question. The answer is, can they? Yes. Will they? No. There's no point in giving the agent any more information than the information that you load up your representative or advocate with. You don't want to give context. That doesn't help your cause. You don't want to give background. That won't help your cause. You don't want to give them emotional body language. That will definitely come into play. There's no purpose for it.
And not
The end game, get out of there with a letter that says no tax changes
and not
due.
because something it's obviously wrong, just because if you haven't been in an audit or any other
It's a gentle subject.
or in any other representation,
People ask all the time.
Yeah, in any other representation, you always you kind of get nervous. You tend to say
That's
things
exactly
that
the
you don't
problem.
Really,
It is. It's the fear factor that will overcome you. It overcomes everybody. If you haven't done this very often, it's your first time. In most cases, that would be the situation. You don't want your fear to be leading your IRS representation.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching this webcast,
Thank you.
Patrick.
I'm sorry. We can go on. Remember, this is a communication, guys. Please, by all means, use the comment boxes below. Don't just subscribe, even though we will be having this tax forum. Pro bono advice. We're going to tell you how it is for free.
Thank
Here
you.
daily, guys. Thank you so much. By all means, use your comment boxes below to write down any quick questions. It's a great way to get a quick answer.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.